Hi everyone, my name is Sir Roy or Sir Romeo to my students, and welcome to my vlog. So for today's topic, this is the most requested topic of all the teachers in the Philippines. Whether you're teaching in a public school or a private school, I think this video will definitely help you out on how you can land a job in the United States in a DIY way. So just to give you a background, I arrived here in the United States last 16th of October, and so far I have been teaching in a charter school for about 3 weeks now, and I am really loving it. The feeling is really awesome. I could immediately see the difference between teaching in the Philippines compared to teaching here in America. And you would experience that once you arrive here. And throughout this video, I want to inspire you with my story. I want to help you out and guide you on how I started it from the application to the interview process to processing the documents until I arrive here in the United States. So just hang on tight. I hope you finish the video, and I hope you share this video to other teachers who are aspiring to teach here in the United States. So the first thing that you have to ask yourself is if you are ready to take on the challenge, and if you are ready to leave your job in the Philippines as a teacher, be it in a public school or private school. Because I know some teachers who have been teaching for like 10-15 years in their school and may have some hesitations if they are ready to leave the kind of comfort they have in the school that they're in right now. But I mean, if you are ready to explore cultural differences, language, different kind of educational system, I think this video is just perfect for you. I'm gonna help you out on how I started my journey here in the United States. If you have a bachelor degree, elementary or secondary education, and you have 2 years at least of teaching experience and currently teaching, then you are qualified to teach in the United States. But there are some teachers here who did not take up a bachelor degree in elementary or secondary education, but still able to land a job here as a teacher. Well, the most in-demand teachers here are science majors, mathematics major, special education. They get a pretty high salary here in America. I also know elementary teachers and English language arts teachers. So what do you need to prepare to start? First, you have to have your CV, the most updated CV. Second, you have to have your cover letter. Third, transcript of records, or if you already have the evaluated credential from Spantron, WES, and other agencies doing that, that is a plus. Because in my case, I did not do it yet until I received a job offer because I was trying to be smart and I don't want to spend money on something that I'm not sure of. And the last one is you have to have your recommendations. You need 3 recommendations. One is coming from your supervisor, be it your head teacher or a principal, and 2 recommendations coming from your colleagues. It could be a master teacher or a teacher 1, 2, 3, or anyone in your school that can recommend you for the position. Once you have these requirements, then you can jump into any online sites that are posting job vacancies in the United States. In my case, I chose Indeed.com as my main go-to for applying online because it's easier to apply compared to me going straight to the website of the school, because most of the websites of the schools, they have what we call apply track, which is gonna take you time to fill out. Most of them would take you like 20 to 30 minutes to fill out, which would really consume time. So I really prefer an online site where I can just click and do some filling out, and then in less than 5 minutes I'm done, because that's gonna save you time and that's gonna give you more chances of applying to different positions in the United States. So in Indeed.com, you have to make sure you create your profile, the most updated information about you, especially your email address and your contact number, because if the school finds out about your application, then they will definitely contact you and you have to give them the most updated information. So if you already have a profile in Indeed.com, then you can start applying for teaching vacancies in the United States. In my case, what I did is I just filtered it to science teacher, specifically middle school, and then for the location I put United States because I want to get other options not only in Arizona but also in other states. So every time you apply through Indeed.com, make sure you attach your CV, your cover letter, your TOR or your evaluated credential, and at least 2 recommendation letter from your supervisor and from your colleague. My advice to you is to send in your application through Indeed.com in the midnight because that is the working hours in the United States, and you want to make sure that they see your application as soon as you click the apply button. Your application must stand out because in my case I only had 3 years of teaching experience in the Philippines, and I thought it's not something that gonna stand out, so I did strategize, and every time I send application I always include a YouTube video link. It's a video that I did for Deaf Ed, which was not aired nationwide, unfortunately. But my goal was to make sure they see me talk, they see me present my topic, and at least they have a picture of me while in the class. So that's kind of my strategy, and I think it did work. So if I'm not mistaken, I had like almost 10 interviews from different states: Massachusetts, Iowa, Florida, Texas, Arizona, and I forgot some of the states, but I did have 10 interviews. And out of the 10 interviews, I was able to get 4 job offers. So I received job offers from Iowa, from Massachusetts, from Texas, and from Arizona. And at that time, I was very lucky, and I had to choose wisely which of these offers I think I will benefit more. That's why I chose Arizona, because Arizona is a state where a lot of Filipino teachers are in there, and I think it's easier for me to connect and build networks with them, and I think I'll be able to enjoy it with their company. Now is the time that you will get an interview invite from a principal. So make sure that every time you get an invite for an interview with a principal or the school director or superintendent, always make sure to prepare for that, okay? My strategy was I need to focus on classroom strategies, okay? Remember that they will be hiring you as a classroom teacher, not as a master teacher, not as a school principal, not as an admin staff or what have you, because some of the teachers who do have, who are master teachers ready or principals, they kind of think, this is just my opinion, they kind of think that they need to boast and to brag about their achievements as a principal, but you are applying as a classroom teacher. So you have to put yourself a little notch down, and you have to make sure that your answers will always be relevant to the role that you are applying, which is a classroom teacher. Once you get an invite for an interview, make sure you prepare for that. Okay, there are a lot of videos on YouTube that will give you tips, suggestions on how you can ace a job interview. The tricky part is, I'm just saying, most of the Filipinos are not used to speaking with a foreign person, speaking in English, like a fluent English. It can be intimidating at times, but that's what you need to work on. Your nerves should not get the best of you, okay? You have to make sure that you answer confidently, but not too confident, that you answer the question and they will see the passion in you as a teacher, and you gotta make sure that you are the best candidate for that role that you are applying for. I can help you with some mock interviews, or I may actually create a vlog on some tips and suggestions on how you can ace the interview. The usual questions of the principal would be mostly about your role as a classroom teacher, teaching strategies, differentiated learning, and some scenarios, and they would need to check how you would react to that. Aside from that, they will ask you specific questions like how soon you will get here, how's your visa sponsorship, is there any agencies helping you out. For that time only, just be confident and tell them that you would be able to meet their timelines, and then someone's going to help you out with processing all the documents and the visa sponsorship. There are some schools who would immediately tell you that they will sponsor your visa, be it a J1 visa or an H1 visa. But if they don't offer anything, and if you feel that they are not gonna do that, do not demand for them to sponsor that, or else you might lose a chance of getting that offer. Again, for visa sponsorship, there are two options. It's either you get a J1 visa, which would have like a 3 to 5 years stay only in the United States. There's what we call H1 visa, which is like an OFW where you can stay there for a very long time compared to a J1 visa. Again, reminder, do not demand your principal or the school to sponsor you an H1 visa. That is a no-no. Know the difference between asking and also demanding, because a lot of teachers, I've heard that they are kind of too demanding with their school and ended up not getting the offer, which is so sad. Getting a job offer is something you need to celebrate, but not too much, because you have a lot of things to prepare after getting the job offer. Finding a visa sponsor can be pretty tough. That's why some teachers would tie up with another agency so that they could help them out with getting the visa sponsor. That's what I did in my case. There's an agency who helped me out to get a link on where I could apply for my visa sponsor, and it did well. If you're going to be hired here in Arizona, we have what we call fingerprint clearance card and also teaching license, specifically if you are teaching in a public school. In my case, I paid an agency for an amount that I thought will be enough, and then I realized when I got there that it's actually more than enough. So I'm not discouraging you from tying up with an agency, but if it's in Arizona, if you can get a visa sponsor anywhere from your friend or what, good. Don't get any agency, because the fingerprint clearance card, the teaching license, the state ID, what else? Everything. You can actually just do it here, and it will not cost you that much. Once you have your visa sponsor, then they'll be the one to help you out with your DS 2019, with your service confirmation payment, with your affidavit of undertaking, which you will be needing for your CFO sticker, and also insurance. But there are some visa sponsors where insurance is not part of the contract. That's why you have to purchase that separately. There are also some visa sponsors who will not be doing the service payment for you. That's why you do have to do it separately. While you're waiting for the DS 2019 hard copy, ask your visa sponsor for your program ID number and your service confirmation number, because you will need that for scheduling an appointment with the US Embassy. Once you have these numbers, make sure you head on to the website to set up your appointment with the US Consulate. Well, just to share my experience, I have my visa interview appointment on the 9th of September. But prior to that, I renewed my passport. I thought my passport will be released after a month. However, DFA released my passport pretty late. I went on my interview September 9th. They did not allow me to get inside the embassy because I need to wait for the new passport. And the new passport was released a day after the interview, right? So I had to pay another $8,300 for another interview date, because emergency requests can only be done once. So I had to do another one. So I had to pay another one. And my new interview date was set on 1st of October. My flight got delayed. Well, I haven't booked a flight yet, but everything was delayed. I was so stressed out. But I just thought, okay, this is just part of the challenge and I'm willing to take it. While you are waiting for all your visa documents, make sure that you are already processing your resignation from your school. I know some people who would like to get their visa approved first before they resign, but it's actually gonna delay everything. If you are already sure with your job offer, resign immediately, especially if you are working in a public school where the process can be lengthy. You have to start your resignation, because if your school is out of NCR, you would have your division clearance, you would have your regional clearance, and then you have your central office clearance. It's gonna take long. Some of them actually took more than a month to process, and their flights got delayed because of that. So if you are already sure, and if you have good relationship with the principal in the United States, then do resign as soon as possible and get everything done. Once your visa is approved, then you can apply for the CFO sticker. What are the requirements that you need for your CFO sticker? Well, first of all, you need to have your clearance from your school. If you are from a private school, your clearance would be okay. But if you are in a public school, then you have to have your division clearance and also central office clearance before they would allow you to get your CFO sticker. Part of the requirements of your CFO sticker would be your visa copy, your passport copy, your affidavit of undertaking, which you need to notarize, another affidavit of undertaking from your visa sponsor, and if you have a local agency helping you out. And insurance is also a must, so you have to ask your visa sponsor if you have an insurance tied with a contract. If not, then you have to purchase at least 3 months of coverage of your insurance. Once you have your visa stamp on your passport and you have your CFO sticker, then you are ready to book your flight to the United States. Oops, before I forget, you need to have a swab test at least 3 days before your flight, and your swab test should be negative. Now, if you have all these documents, your visa, your CFO sticker, your swab test, your ticket, then you are so ready. Congratulations! So I hope you did learn about how you can do the application in a DIY way. If you have any questions, please comment down. I'll be more than glad to answer that if I have time. I may do other vlogs, let's say, on how to get the CFO sticker, how to process the visa interview, and other stuff. I'll try my best to do that as soon as I can. And I really do hope to see you here in the United States. And that's all for today. To all my aspiring teachers in the Philippines, we have a lot of time to work on. USA is looking for a lot of teachers in the Philippines, so start thinking, start deciding, start getting all those documents, because you'll never know. The next thing you'll know, you are ready in the United States. I'll see you around. Thank you. Have a nice day.